Alright, so for those of you asking about my aloe plant, it's right here. Okay, hi, this is Ife of Ife360 TV, and today I'm talking about why I never permed my hair. But before we get started, I want you to click subscribe because I want you to become a growth challenger. On this channel, we talk about DIYs, health, and your hair, and how to challenge your hair growth. Okay, so I got a question from one of my subscribers, Ife. I understand that you didn't perm your hair when you were younger. However, when you became an adult, why didn't you perm your hair? So let me take you back a little bit. All right. So in my family, there are 3 girls. I'm the middle of 3 girls. All right. It's always been natural. For those who are new to my channel, I have always been natural. I am in my 30s now. However, throughout my entire life, I stayed natural. I never permed my hair. I never dyed my hair. I flat ironed my hair like once, but that was short-lived. It probably lasted like a few minutes, if so much. What else? I never, so never perm, never chemically treated, never texturized. I've never even been to a salon. So growing up, as far as I could remember, I've always remembered my mother being natural. However, when I looked at her old high school pictures and stuff, I think she told us that she permed like for a short period of time. Then she went natural, but from most of her pictures from an adolescent till now, I remember seeing her. Maybe we should call her. Anyways, she's not answering the phone. So, as far as I remember her telling us, she had permed her hair, but I don't think it lasted long. And then, as I remember, she always had kept her hair in a low fro. As I was growing up, I don't know when the conversation happened. I don't know how. I just remember as a child, don't even bother to ask for a perm because you just gonna get shut down. It's not gonna happen. Our parents tried to make sure that we had a good connection to our African ancestry and our African roots, and making sure that we always maintained and understood that, hey, this is the hair that our ancestors had, this is the hair that you're born with, so you're going to have to figure out to either love your hair because there was really no other option. You know, I may sound a kind of militant because it kind of was. However, whatever my parents said or my mom said, pretty much that was the law. And I try my best not to cross my mother because... Anyways, so moving along, as we grew up, my grandmother, she would be the one to cornrow our hair. So I never really had to style my own hair growing up. She would cornrow our hair once a week. And I showed you all some pictures in my natural hair journey. And if you've missed that video, please check it out. I will leave a link as well in the description box below. You can see a timeline of what my hair looked like as a child until now. When I remember, yeah, my grandmother, she would comb my hair every Sunday. So I didn't really have to take care of my hair during the week. And then during Sundays, she will recomb it. And I think we used to go 2 weeks sometimes without combing our hair. I think that's when it really got really bad. Like, I probably didn't feel like combing my hair every week, so I did it every other week as far as I remember. And as we got older, we hit your teenage years, we were still cornrowing, and I think maybe 15, I started to do my own hair. So I think that's when I started to probably carry on some of the bad habits that I had with regard to how I took care of my hair. With regard to, well, for me, grease wasn't a good thing. For me, because of how thin my strands are, for me, grease wasn't so good. The reason I stress me, because a lot of you come in comments and be like, grease is good for me, so it works. Okay, it works for you. It don't work for me. Yeah, so I continued a lot of bad habits. So grease, using a fine-tooth comb to detangle, really being rough with my hair, very little TLC, very little gentle care of my hair. I barely moisturized. Water, what's that? Barely used it. I would put my hair in very fine miniaturized twists and leave them for a very long time, months sometimes. Because I was now the one in control and the one to control my hair, I hardly ever wanted to comb it because I was responsible now. Also, my mom never really combed her hair. I don't think she really liked combing hair either because she had a low fro. So, I mean, as far as I remember, she would do little box plats for us, but I don't think she really liked combing hair. Alright. So someone asked in the comments, Ife, what about when you became an adult? Okay, you became an adult, why didn't you perm your hair? And I think that was a really good question because I had the freedom to do whatever I wanted. I had my choices. I had the option to flat iron my hair if I wanted to, chemically straighten, perm, go to a salon. However, at that point in time when I started to have to take care of my own hair, I don't particularly think I fell in love with my hair. I just realized, hey, I had already been accustomed to having my own hair. Why didn't you wear wigs or weaves, or I didn't do any of those things, you know? I've never even had braids installed. I've never had any of those. I've always just had my own hair. And I think I've never gotten tired of my hair either. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I just understood that it's my hair and I'm just gonna have to learn. It's kind of like it's your body. You don't have another body to install. You can continue to work on your body. You can work on your physique, your strength, your health. However, and when it comes to your hair, I think of it along the same lines. It's my hair. I won't put someone else's hair on it because I still need to take care of my hair. That's what was given to me by nature, by God, you know. I eventually had to figure out how to comb it, but never once in my mind was I thinking, okay, Ife, you're an adult now. You're not in your mother's house. Why don't you just perm your hair? And it really just never occurred to me. Never dawned on me like, hey, you know what? Let me do that now. I mean, obviously some things I do that I never did before my younger years. However, I understood and I realized that it's mine, it's God-given, and you really just need to learn to care for it in the best way that I knew how, and learn along the way the things that work and things that don't work, right? And I'd also become very accustomed to and very used to my own hair because I already 20-something years with my own hair, 30-something years with my own hair. Changing it to have someone else's really did not fit who I am with regard to what I wanted for myself, right? Now, let me give you one example of why I did not perm my hair. And this person might not be too happy if I tell this story, but a family member in my early 20s, she came to stay with us for a few months because I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. She came to Trinidad to stay with us, and while she was with us, she had not gotten a chance to perm her hair. Now remember, I had never dealt with permed hair or straightening or chemical relaxers before. So I don't know that you have to do it like often and you have to only do your roots, and I didn't know any of these things. Remember, I had no knowledge. I had no experience with chemical relaxers. So anyway, so she was with us and she wanted to chemically straighten her hair. She wanted to relax it, but she didn't want to go to a salon because when she started to call around, she realized, oh my gosh, it's expensive. So I was like, why don't you just let your hair grow out? She was like, oh my gosh, no. She doesn't want to comb. She doesn't want to relax her hair unless she is high up in a corporate job, and so she's like, Ife, you have a different texture, so your hair is different from mine. That's why you can have your hair, and your hair is longer, Ife, so you don't know what I'm going through. I was like, all right, cool. So she eventually bought the relaxers to do it herself, and she was like, Ife, you have to help me put it in. I said, what? I have to help you do what? She said, yeah, you have to help me use the relaxer. I'm like, I don't know what to do. She's like, hey, I'll tell you what to do. So she started to prep her hair. I think she put Vaseline at the edges so it won't burn. So I was asking her why we have to put Vaseline. She's like, Ife, because it burns. So I kept asking her, why are we doing it then if it burns? She's like, because I don't want the new growth to come in. I'm like, all right, fine. This is what you want. I'm not judging you. I'm not stopping you. So anyways, so she put the Vaseline on and then she started to mix it up. And she started wearing gloves. I'm like, wait, you don't have to put on gloves to use relaxers? I'm starting to think, okay, this is my first time encountering relaxers. This is my first time seeing someone using creamy crack. I've never seen it before. It was never in our household. I didn't know what it was or how to use it. So she started putting on gloves and she started mixing it up, and her face is like all the way out here. I'm starting to think, why are we doing this if you have to have it mixed up all the way away from your face? All right. She said, Ife, now started putting it in my head. Now, when I started to put that on her new growth, y'all, the smell of this thing burning her, the smell of it, I started to like lose my mind because the scent of relaxers, when it touches your hair, it's disgusting. Remember, this is my first time, so I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know this was a normal scent. It was pungent to me. Okay, after a few minutes it started to burn and she was hollering in pain. Hollering. At this point I'm saying, okay, let's rinse it out if it's burning. She's like, no, we need to leave it in so that it can work. I said, but you're in pain, so let's rinse it out. She said, no. If we rinse it out too soon, then it won't get straightened. So I'm thinking, all right, okay. This is strange. So that is when I think, and now I was in my early 20s, so I was still at home. However, I was an adult, and that was my first encounter with seeing someone getting their hair relaxed, and I did not realize how much pain that women go through to get this done. And I think that solidified for me, there is no way, even if I had that thought, there was no way that I was ever going to relax my hair after I saw how much pain my cousin was in. And then when she was ready to rinse it out, she was screaming. She's like, oh my God, ah! Ife, it's time to rinse it out now. Oh my gosh, time to rinse it out. Y'all, I can't believe it. I want to say I am sorry that y'all have to go through that pain. I have never experienced the pain. I have never experienced. I'm like sweating thinking about how much pain she was in that day. But to think people go through that every 6 weeks, I'm like, I'm not judging. Y'all do your thing. And the other reason too, I never perm, because to me it's not healthy. It's unhealthy. When I started to read up on the chemicals that are used in relaxers, it's the same chemicals you use for drain cleaner. It's very similar ingredients. That just does not make sense to me. That is the reason why, and all the reasons why, I never permed my hair. If you like this video, please share it with someone. If you have a younger person who you know, a daughter, a cousin, a niece, who wants to perm their hair and they are really excited to get it done, you really want to deter them, I don't know, maybe this might help them, so share it, okay? Like this video, subscribe to me, and just see what the next one. And let me know in the comments below, why did you stop using chemical relaxers? Looking forward to reading your comments. Thanks for the question. See you soon. Bye.